You're learning from the best that Brit Worldwide's got right here in this facility tonight. They have millions of people in their organization worldwide. Please help me welcome up Manipal and Renuka. Ready?
Awesome. I'll tell you guys, it's a great feeling for us to be here. Welcome. Welcome to the new people here. Let's see, how many of you for the first time to a session like this? Can you all get up, please? First, all the first timers. Can you see the first timers here? All get up, first timers. Congratulations for being here, and I'll tell you what. Welcome to the Brit team here. And it's definitely an honor for Renuka and myself to be here. And I'll tell you what. That's true, Henry. That when we started the business, we thought. Being two professional income holders, Renuka and myself, we both used to be into software when we joined the business, and we were making good money being computer consultants at that time. And we said, hey, no kids, no house, just getting started in our career at that time. So this could be tax breaks, If somebody had told us, that at that time that one day Renuka and myself would be retired, beat the system by about at least 30 years, I would not, there's no way that I would have believed. I'll tell you what, our story is a story of, being persistent and consistent. Our story being, building the business on faith, okay? At that time, we were never big dreamers at that time. But you know what? The BIT system, the power of association, have helped us to be where we are today. And as I said, as you could see, I was in fact, Henry sent me this list of diamonds represented here. I mean, this particular place here, literally every Brit diamond is represented here. It's very tough for me to take any particular diamonds, but you know what? This is what Brit system is all about. Helping each other out, and edifying each other out, and bringing the best in other people. And this is, I'll tell you what, folks. There is no business outside like this. I hope you realize that. Okay, there's no business outside like this. In fact, I'll tell you what, coming from the background where I come from, and I would have made money anyhow. But I'll tell you what, the lifestyle that we are having right now, the freedom that we have right now, the security that we have right now, there is no way any business would have given us, any business. Right now, folks, today, as you could see, we both are completely free, okay? We don't work for anybody else, okay? And one of the reasons why we do what we do right now is just to let you all know that if people like Manipal and Renuka, can build the business to this stage without any business background, without, all we had was education, guys. We both were engineers. I was a civil engineer, and she's an electronics engineer. We both have master's degrees in computer science. And that was a trend. Everybody said, grow up, get a good education, get a good job, you'll be set in life. That's what we've been told. That's what we have done. We went to good college, good schools and everything. And I'll tell you what, very, very luckily for us, somebody had shown this opportunity, and that literally changed our life big time. Okay, and so I'll tell you what, my story always tell about that, I'm so glad that we have built the business then when we did not need the business. As we were building the business, we were pretty comfortable. We were making enough money, and we always lived below our means, and we were comfortable and all that stuff. But you know what? Something inside of us kept telling us that, listen, security. What if something happens to you? What if the timing is not right in corporate culture? Looking at what's happening in corporate America right now, folks, we are so glad that we did it. Okay, if you are in this room right now, if you're listening to this information right now, your goal is to really get back to the person and ask him, man, listen, I'm serious about the business. Let's get some, help me out. Will you help me out? Okay, I'm serious about what I want in life. That's what you need to do, folks. Okay, so anyhow, we would like to kind of share our background here. But initially, I tell you what, to tell you a story, to tell you a background, it's kind of little, not funny, but, why would you say that? Why would you say to other people, That's what we would feel that initially. But you know what? Now we definitely understand the value of it, because, you see, the way we grew in the business is we have listened to many, 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 many people's stories. Okay, people, if you listen to some of the tapes, folks, this is the only business Okay, regardless of your background, regardless of your education, regardless of your height, weight, color, anything, folks, as long as you have a dream and a vision, you can make it happen in this business. This is the only business, there's the only opportunity out there. Other businesses in corporate America and everywhere else, you have to play politics, you have to do other things that, not everybody may be willing to do it. Whereas here in this business, if you're willing to work hard, if you have a dream, okay, you can succeed. That's what we have done. Okay, and the stories helped us a lot. People from different backgrounds, coming from where they came from. Okay, and many diamonds, guys. I'm telling you, I mean, every story that we heard, every background that we heard, it really helped us to move one step closer. Okay, that's the reason. So we know the value of that aspect of the business. And I'll tell you what, this is definitely our responsibility here to tell our story. And we believe that even if a couple of people in this room right now, tonight, make a decision to move on, that we believe that's worth our time for coming here, guys. Okay, right now, I tell you, that's what we do right now. We just go there, literally, a few months back, a few weeks back, we were in UK, London, UK, and did the same thing. A few weeks from now, we're going to India and doing the same thing, guys. Okay? So anyhow, guys, here is my wife, Renuka. When we joined the business, being the computer consultant she thought that corporate America is it. Okay? Being the educated lady that she was. And I mean, it's not that she was negative, but she did not see the business the way I saw it. She would not stop me from going to meetings and things like that, but she would say, hey, if it's your business, okay, I mean, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, even at that time, I didn't feel like I needed her that much at that time. Okay, so I used to go to the meetings. Every now and then she used to kind of, if she felt like coming to meetings, she would come. Okay, initially, until the stage of platinum, I literally built the business myself. A lot of people say, oh, my husband is not supporting, my wife is not supporting, folks. You know what? If you have a strong dream, I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay? My message, guys, go ahead and make money anyhow. When you make the money, things will be different. She used to say, every now and then she used to say, hey, how is your business doing? I used to say, hey, reading books, listening to tapes, all that's right. So positive attitude, positive speaking. My business is doing great. I was making $64. My business is doing great. I was making $200. My business is doing awesome. I'll tell you, the speaking works, guys. I kept on building the business. And you know what? She saw the checks increasing. As you had seen tonight, the checks, guys. I mean, those are so much true, man. November month is coming right now. You know what? November month is special because we get bonuses from the corporation. This particular month, we will definitely make more money than two professionals make in their career in 1 month. Is there money in this business? Absolutely. You do it right, there's money in the business. Okay? So anyhow, until platinum, kind of, she was by herself. I mean, I was kind of by myself most of the time. I'll tell you what, people used to say, hey, I lied in the sense that I never said to people my wife is negative. I used to say, man, she's not feeling well today. I mean, she got stuck at work. I never confessed that she's negative. I never confessed that she's not supporting. You know what? After a couple of times, people stopped asking me where she is. Don't worry about people. Don't worry about what they say. If your husband is not there, wife is not there. If you are the one who is more positive, go build it anyhow. Okay? Things will turn around. I'll tell you what. We went Ruby. Okay? When you go Ruby, what happens? Man, the income doubles, triples. She saw Ruby check and she started saying, our business is doing good. You know what? We kept building the business. The money is getting better and better. We went Emerald, and she started saying, my business is doing good. I'll tell you what, things change, folks. Things change. You know what? If one of you, I don't care who is that one positive person in the family. Okay? It's very, very rare that husband and wife both this is opportunity, and both of them are excited at the same time. Even if you are one of those odd couple, congratulations. But most of the time, one of them is a little bit more excited than the other time. But if you're weak, the person who's excited if you're weak, and if you're waiting for the person to come around, it will take more time. Just go build it anyhow, folks. That's what I have done. But later on, what happened is from the time she came around, and she learned the business so fast. She's an intelligent girl, smart girl, very good communicator. Our people love her big time. She knows exactly what to say when and things like that. I tell you what, I'm so happy and fortunate that she said yes when I said, would you marry me? Okay? Help me, my beautiful wife, EDC, is Renuka ready here?
Thank you. Yeah, I know some of the people in front row cannot see me, but I learned this from my friends in California. They're very politically correct. They don't say you're short, Renuka. They say you're vertically challenged. Okay, so I said, okay, that's fine. Whatever needs. As long as you can hear me, that's good enough. I hope you can understand us. Like you can figure out from our accent, English is not our first language, or rather our spoken language at home. Literally, me and Manipal grew up with 3 languages when we were growing up. We are from a city called Hyderabad, India, which is, the population is about 40% Muslim, 40% Hindus, about 10%, 50% Hindus, 10% were Christians. I grew up in a Catholic school. So it's a very, when people think of India, they don't think of that kind of a mixture, but that's our background. We literally grew up with 3 languages, reading and writing, all 3 from grade 1. So if you see a little bit of accents and mixed accents here, please forgive us. But that has been an asset for us. Manipal just gave you a little bit of our background about how we got started in this business. But like he said, our purpose here tonight is to give you hope that if Manipal and Renuka can build this business with all the baggage that they had, with all the challenges that they had to go through, anybody sitting here, if you have a dream, you can have it too. You can have not only Founders Diamond, Founders EDC, whatever it is, you can have Crown Ambassador in your hands. If you have a dream and you're willing to work hard, those are the 2 things you need to have. Again, I really applaud you for taking time out on a beautiful Saturday night to listen to us. That is the investment you have made in your business, in your life. And I know it will pay off big time. One of the reasons we share our backgrounds is a lot of us, we come into this business, many of us do not have previous business knowledge, and some of us tend to grow fast, and some of us take a little while. And we were one of those people who took a little while to go diamond. And a lot had to do with the way we grew up, or the way we thought about things in life, our work ethic. Some of the things we grew up in life with, some of the values and all were advantages to being in this business. Some of those ideas and values were disadvantages. And we want to share with you, probably some of you are coming with those same kind of values. And like I said, we are from Hyderabad, India. And I grew up in a family of, I have to tell you about my grandfather. My grandfather was a freedom fighter for our country. And he was a self-made man. So he came from very meager background. He worked himself to become a lawyer, a good lawyer. And worked very hard and established a good base for the family. And then he had, at that point in his life, he had to go and fight for the country's freedom. So our family, when I say our family, my father and my uncles, my grandfather had 11 children, by the way, and so all of them used to live together in one house. So they had seen life at its best and at its worst. But they all stuck together as a family unit, and they had very strong sense of family and unity that they pulled through all those tough times in spite of all the hardships. And those things, even though they experienced all those troubles and challenges, the values they passed on to us made us appreciate what we had in our lives when we came along. One of the things I really like to share is, when we came to America, and, Kumar always says this, when he heard Bill Britt talk for the first time about taking the country back, many people could not understand it, especially if you were from India. What do you mean taking it back? You have it in your hands. What do you mean by taking it back? But I knew exactly what Bill was talking about, getting the values back, getting that pride back in what this country stands for. And this is, we've been in so many countries doing similar meetings like this, but this is absolutely the freest country to do business. If you have ever doubted that, I would urge you to go out and check out to establish a business outside of this country. You will understand how many hardships you have to go through. You know, this is truly the best country to build a business in. Again, going back to the family background, you know, grew up in what we call a joint family. All my uncles and aunts and all my cousins, we grew up together in the same house. And a lot of good things came out of that. You know, one of the good things was we knew how to live together with different people, different personalities. I believe that was a big asset for me when I came into this business, you know, dealing with different kinds of people. But at the same time, because I had enough cousins and brothers and sisters at home, I never went out to make a friend outside. I felt I had enough at home. I don't need another friend, you know, and we went to the same school, came back home. I had enough people to live with. And I said, you know, I never had friends outside of my family until I went to engineering school. And that may be a scary part, but that's how I was. And that was one of the negatives for me when I came to this country and to this business, especially when Manipal used to say, let's go out, you know, go out contacting. And I said, please, I used to literally pull him back and say, please, if you want to make a friend, go ahead. I have no time. I have no patience to have another people in my life, another person in my life. That's how I was. Another plus point for me coming from the background I came from was when we came home, there was one rule for everybody in the family. You know, even though, I mean, we had 6 uncles, 7 brothers living together, we came home, the same rule applied to me and my cousin. There were no double standards there. And that was a major thing. When we came on board in this business, you know, it was very easy to carry those principles and those values because we learned to treat every one of our downline the same way. There were no different rules for different people because even the Brit system treated us the same way. Whether it was Manipal and Renuka Reddy or Larry and Linda Riley. It was the same rule, same environment available for all of us to grow. Whenever we went to an open meeting or any place in this country, we were welcomed with the same feeling. You know, we were not treated any differently. So that was always a positive for me. And so some of that. At the same time, there was one very big negative that was in my family was we always looked down upon business. You know, I mean, coming from a family that was, we had lawyers, engineers, doctors, farmers. There was a lot of importance given to education, but business was always looked down upon. As a matter of fact, when Manipal proposed to me, that was a major negative against him. By the way, in India, when you get married, we consider it a marriage between 2 families. So the families really check each other out before they even say yes. You know, so one of the things I remember my father saying was, but he looks like a great kid, but you know, I do not know about his family. His family is a business family. A lot of negative stuff was placed on the word business. And I came with that thought pattern into this business. And I always used to think, somehow I used to look down upon business. And I used to think there's something wrong. I mean, because they were used to the word business in the traditional sense, rather, you know, in the non-traditional sense in India where they thought people had to use or abuse people to do good business. And that was the thought pattern they came from, and they said that was not right. But this is not the same kind of business we are talking about. I had to understand that. I had a lot of growing up to do in that aspect. And again, going back to the background, you know, a lot of emphasis was placed on education. So my parents said, you have to be an engineer or a doctor. And I hated biology. I said, okay, then let me become an engineer. And even today, I do not know why I became an engineer because I simply do not know, and I'm supposed to have a degree in electronics and communications engineering. Even today, I do not know the difference between an ohm and a mho. Okay? And it doesn't matter, you know. That's the best part about it. And after graduation, I met Manipal. We were introduced by common family friends, and we decided to get married, and a month later, we got married. Exactly a month later after we met, August 16th, 1985, we got married, and 15 days after that, September 1st, came to America with him. He was already a student here, and I believe those 2 years were growing up time for me. You know, it was a big change for me culturally, and with everything happening, used to a big family at home. We were really taken care of very well with by my parents. We had maids to do everything. We had a cook. We had a chauffeur. So we had everything you could ask for, but we were not pampered. There were many times at back home when, yeah, we had everything available for us, but there were many times when things were not available. We would be on our knees scrubbing the floors too. So our parents didn't pamper us in that way. They taught us the right things, but everything was provided for. And then we come to America, and then that was the first time I ever saw an apartment. And Manipal was sharing an two-bedroom apartment with 4 friends, and they were good enough to leave 1 bedroom for us because we were the only married couple. So 2 years, we put ourselves through our master's program in computer science, living like that with 4 other friends. But the best part about that was one of those people living with us was our sponsor in this business. You know, everything has a purpose. Sometimes you go through challenges or something that you feel uncomfortable about. Believe me, there's always a positive that may come out, that will come out. You may not see it right away, but later on you will. But they were wonderful guys. Helped us a lot in school, and we did not have any money to put ourselves through college. Manipal had his scholarship for a semester, and I had to start working to pay my tuition fee. And a week after I landed in America, I have to understand this. I've started school, started living with a person I didn't know about a month and a half back, and we do not have money, so we have to go out and work. And we did it. My first job was as a janitor in a liquor store. And coming from a background where none of my family members used to drink at that time, you know, none of them. And coming from that background, going and working in a liquor store was a big challenge. But I did it because we had to put ourselves through a college. You know, when the dream is clear, the facts don't count. You know, the same thing applies. And we worked hard. Later on, I got my scholarship. And 2 years later, we graduated. We worked very hard. Worked very hard. It taught me a lot of things, not only about this country, but about work and good work ethic. And, you know, that was the time. I mean, right after graduation, we moved into a 1-bedroom apartment. Manipal got his job. 6 months later, I got my job. Right after I was offered a job in a major telecommunications company in New Jersey, about 2 months after that, we were shown this opportunity. And you have to see where I'm coming from when I said no to this business, because I felt, you know, from living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 other guys, we now had a 1-bedroom apartment all to ourselves. You know, from a $600 scholarship income, we were making very decent incomes through our professions. Our incomes went up by 10 times at least. And then we had all the time in the world. In school, in the morning, 9 to 12, I used to work. 12 to 5 was pretty much assignment time. And then 6 to 10 was class time. That we did that pretty much 6 days a week. So we did not have any breathing time to do anything else. And now I had arrived, you know, I had my space, I had my time, I had my money. And why would I look at a business opportunity? You know, and many people will come into your business probably with a similar mindset. You have to give them what they're looking for, you know. And also I always tell this to people is my self-esteem and my self-image at that point in my life came from my job. So the first dream people were trying to build with 2 months after I saw this opportunity was, wouldn't you like to get free? I'm saying, no, I don't want to get free, you know. And because that is where I was coming from. But, you know, if somebody had told me, wouldn't you like to get a maid to clean your apartment, or wouldn't you like to make your mortgage payments for your house or something like that, that would have been more believable for me. You know, again, meet people at their needs. That's something I will strongly advise you to do. So, saw this opportunity, did not like, I won't say I did not like it. I was like, okay, I don't need a business. with that attitude. I told Manipal if he saw something in it, go ahead and do it. We were equals in every way until that point. We did each other's assignments in college. And now you ask me why. I did not understand why he would need my support. And then he started going to the meetings and building the business. Until platinum, he built it by himself. But a year after we saw this opportunity, life changed. And I always ask this at open meetings and home meetings. I ask people this, life is not going to be like a perfect standstill Kodak moment. Life is going to change whether you like it or not. How many single guys here? I have news for you. You are going to get married. Okay? You're going to have kids. Your parents will get old. You have all those things to be taken care of in future. And how well is your current position or business suitable to handle those changes in your life? If the answer is, I'm not sure how good or I don't know, you better build this business with a passion that you will go diamond in 2 to 5 years. I strongly recommend that. And life changed for us. We had our first child, and the economy was very similar to the way it is right now in the IT industry. People were being let go. In the Bell Labs building where we were working, people with 25 years of experience, these were the pioneers in the computer industry. They had patents after patents. With 1 hour of notice, they were escorted out of the building. Was that cruel? You better believe it was. I never wanted to be in those people's shoes. That was the first time it hit me that I needed a secondary source of income. I still did not believe about quitting my job. But I started thinking about I needed some other source of income. And that was the time where Manipal was losing a lot of assignments. By then we had gotten into computer consulting, which is basically another word for a highly paid temp. That's what it was. And we were he was losing assignments, and I had to go back to work. Within 4 weeks after delivering my baby, I had to go back to work. And at that point, I also needed Manipal a lot with me. Our older child was very sick as an infant, and he was in and out of hospitals at that time. And I started getting very negative about this business. There was a period where I was extremely negative about this business. And I'll share that with you. But there was a point where my son was in the hospital. I was going to work and coming back. And usually we used to take turns. He would do it in the daytime, and I would go and take care of my son in the night in the hospital. And but that particular day, Manipal was home without an assignment. And he called me at work and he said, you have to come back home early. And I said, why? And he said, there is this seminar rally I have to go to. And because it was very far from where we were living, he had to leave early. And so I had to rush back home and go to take care of my son. And I was so negative about him going to this particular seminar rally. But what happened was he took 3 other people with him. Out of that, 2 people were part of our diamond ship. He drove them there, he took them himself. I do not think these people would have gone to the seminar rally if he told them, you show up there, I'll join you later. It made a difference for him to take them with him in the car. It made a big difference. And those people were a part of our diamond ship. And so things like that happened. And I was very negative, and then slowly started changing. I saw people in our depth changing pins. People who Manipal went out and showed home plans for, they started moving on to Ruby and Emerald, and that really hit him. And I could see him, waiting to move on. And he would keep telling me, I think if you could help me out, I think we can tear this thing apart. And 1993, it was a few years after we went platinum. As a matter of fact, I remember sitting in a pizza parlor and saying, Manipal, okay, I still do not, I was still saying, I'm not believing in it 100% myself, but if you want my support, I'm going to give it to you. Tell me, what do you need from me? And that was the turning point in our business. And we wrote down our goals. We wanted to go Ruby. We went Ruby in June of 1994. It took us a year. just because I made a decision to join him, I had a lot of growing to do too. I had to go through the same learning process that he went through, to catch up to his level of thinking. I had to go through the same program of tapes, books, and association, on a consistent basis. And very soon, June of 1994, we went Ruby. And December, we started Emerald qualification. The month Kumar qualified as a diamond, we qualified as emeralds. And then I thought, okay, let me take a break now, I was, when we went Emerald, I was 7 months pregnant with my second child. And we were at a FED. And because my feet were swollen, I had to go back to the hotel. And here was Manipal on stage with Bill Britt. And Bill said, so Manipal, are you going to go diamond next year? And Manipal said, Bill, I give you my word. So there was no relaxing time. So 2 months after that, actually today is the day, November 2nd, 1995, I quit my job. Today is the day, and it's been 7 years. A few days before, just a few days before my second child was born, I quit my job, never went back there. Manipal said, oh, why don't you go back? We can have a retirement party. I said it was not worth that. And so we've been building the business since then. November, the baby was born. February, we started our diamond qualification. And since then, life has been so much fun. People ask me, what was it that changed and everything. I would say the biggest change I went through was in our relationship and me believing that it could happen for us. See, until Ruby, I could believe absolutely that this business would work. At Ruby, I believed that this business works, but I could believe Kumar and Kanti could go diamond, but I could not get the belief that we could go diamond. We just kept working. The more we worked, the more harder we worked, and we kept showing plans, we kept doing the work we needed to do. Our upline started believing in us. The more they believed in us, we got the belief that we could be diamond. That's all it was. It wasn't like a light switch going on and say, yes, we are going diamond. The belief level just didn't come on just like that. It took a lot of effort to get that belief in us. And our relationship, I told you we were so, talk about equal rights and everything, we were the perfect examples for that. Okay, I did the dishes today, you better do the laundry tomorrow, those kind of people, I had to learn to give him the freedom to go out and do it. I had to learn to trust. That was the biggest thing in my case. I had to learn to trust, give each other room to grow. We started covering up for each other's weaknesses, weak points. That's all it was. We did a lot of things, guys. Work was a big challenge for me. I was a systems and network administrator, which meant I was on a beeper 7/24. I had a computer at home. They could call me any time of the day or night, 7 days a week. There were times I came home at 5 a.m. in the morning, okay, and fixing computers, But we just did what we had to do with the time we had. We had very little time to work with, but we made the best use of the time we had. We had a child before we went Emerald, one child, we did whatever we had to do. My oldest child really paid a big price, but it is absolutely worth it. Initially, I used to drop him at the babysitters at the daycare in the morning, come home, give him a bath, feed him, put him back at a babysitter's. Because we had to keep our ready worldwide business hours for 6 to 10 every evening. That is the kind of focus we built this business with. Probably I'm scaring some of you, but we wanted to get this thing over and done with. How many of you want that? You just want to get done with diamond. We just built it with that kind of focus and passion. Were there challenges? I'm telling you, if I was telling on the West Coast the other day, if you look at our story, I would say my dreams were like, from flea market to Saks Fifth Avenue. I'm one of those people because we lived below our means. I could not afford to go and shop at regular stores. So whatever needed to be done, I'm proud of doing that at that point. I'm proud of going to Saks Fifth Avenue today. You know, whatever you needed to do. When we went Ruby, my biggest dream came true. You know, when we went Ruby, I took off, when we went from Ruby to Emerald, I still worked a year. But you know, at that point, I was not touching my paycheck. That was the best year of work for me, because I did not have to live up to any standards that those people set. I could live up to my standards. You know? How many of you would like to live life like that without fear? You know, you didn't care whether you had a job tomorrow or not, because your paycheck, you didn't need the paycheck. You know, so many of our dreams have come true, guys. See, so probably for you, some of it is not a material dream, but I believe every dream has a price tag on it. Every dream, whether it is time or money related, it still translates to money. You want time in your hands, you can buy it back with dollars. You know, you want to spend time with somebody who's sick? We did that. I had an aunt who was suffering from cancer a few years back. 1 month I could just take off from my life and go and spend with her. How many of you have that opportunity? Even if you're sick, to relax, to keep your feet up, you do not have that. We paid a price. 6 years, Manipal did not go to India to see his family when we were building this business to diamond. Did not go for a period of 4 years. 4 years I did not see my parents. And that was tough. But that was the price we paid to get what we have in our hands today. Today we can proudly say our India business, you know, all the income we make through it is given back there to help people who are needy. We started scholarships there, just keep giving people enough food to eat with that money. If I had to take it out of my paycheck and give, I would not have been so thrilled about it. You know, maybe from my diamond income it wouldn't have made a difference, but if I had to do that same kind of charity from my paycheck, I would have not been so excited. But you know, just giving away money, you're not missing it. That gives us so much pleasure, guys. You know, when I see Manipal, I see patience, strength, and he's just my hero. You know, I'm not very articulate in telling you with very flowery words. I cannot introduce him but I love him very much. All that I can say is I want to share him with you.
I'll tell you what, if you had seen us a few years back, there's no way we could have said that. But now things are different, guys. The reason things are different right now is we are willing to change. We were willing to change. The biggest fear people have got is fear of change. Okay? Most of the people, what happens is coming from the background where they came from, well, you know, they kind of make excuses. You know, it's not meant for me and this, that. So many things you can do, guys. You know what? But I'll tell you what, as Renuka mentioned, we wanted better life. We came to America to lead better life. Okay, we were okay. We were in India. We were living in an average family. I'll tell you what, my background is, you know, my grandparents, I mean, we come from village, basically. And, you know, I grew up in village until I was 6 or 7 years. And later on, you know, they sent me to town, you know, and then got educated there and things like that. My grandfather was definitely a very, very hardworking person. And then, you know, later on, I mean, my father was the one who really changed our family's fortunes. Very hardworking man. He was one of the first guys to come out of village and, you know, venture into businesses. Worked very hard. I had seen my father from a bike standard to a motorbike standard to a car standard. Okay, and as kept working hard, our incomes increased. You know, all those things increased. And then, you know what? By just believing some of the friends that he associated with in the business, you know, we took a big hit too. Okay, but then again, you know, being a hero that he is, being the hardworking person that he is, he got back again too. So my father is definitely a great role model for me. And one thing he always used to say was, he wanted to get good education, but my grandfather did believe in education. I mean, he went to what, he stopped halfway through his BS degree. That's the standards that you see. Halfway through his BS degree, he could not continue. My grandfather was not willing to support him. And unlike here in this country, if you want to support yourself, you could go work somewhere and support yourself. But India, things were different at that time. So anyhow, he worked hard, and he was led. The reason I say that is, he always would program all of us. Hey, education is important. I want you to get educated. At the same time, it would almost like a comma, but you know what? You don't have to work for somebody else. He programmed all of, and indirect. I don't know if he understood the value at that time, the power of that statement, but I grew up with the feeling that, yes, I will become an engineer. Okay, I'll become an engineer. Why did I say I'll become an engineer? Because I didn't like science, as simple as that. I didn't like cutting those, drawing and cutting this, what do you call it? In biology, do that. In zoology, do all that stuff. I didn't like that. So I thought the next best thing in India is, is become a doctor or engineer. The next best is engineering. So I said, I'll become an engineer. Okay. So my father, I said, from the background that he programmed us. So I knew that one day I will become an engineer, and eventually I will become a business owner. I knew that. But you know what? There's no way I thought it could be this kind of business. God has a master plan for all of us. That's what I truly believe. Okay. So anyways, we are 4 brothers in the family. I'm number 2. My elder brother is in India. He has got a huge school, about 2,500 people in his school, and he's very successful in that career. And then I'm number 2. My third, next to me is my brother is a pharmacist, and his wife is a doctor. They both live in New York, and he has his own business, and he has joined the business, quit the business. Oh, your brothers do that too. You better believe that. It's numbers game. We are 4. We are 4 in the family. 2 are building the business, 2 are not building the business. But the youngest one in India, he is an emerald director in India. Okay, so 4 brothers, 2 and 2. Okay, so anyhow, coming from that background, I'll tell you what. I was definitely a hardworking person throughout my life. I mean, I worked hard in school. I was not topper all the time, but I did work hard, and came to America. And again, coming to America was definitely a big dream come true for us, because it's not easy for everybody coming from India to come here. Okay, it takes a lot of money, a lot of work, and getting the visa itself is a big deal. In fact, the day that I got my visa I was one of the about 130 plus people applied for visa. I was the only guy to get the visa that day. It's fate. It's faith. I mean, I believed in so much that I could vision. I mean, my vision was so clear. I mean, I knew I would be in America. I knew I would be successful. I knew I was always hardworking person. When I came here, I started from my MS degree. First few semesters, I was in environmental engineering degree. Later on, at that time, the trend was going towards computer science. So, got a chance to switch the careers. Until at that time, I never touched computer. The closest I came to computer was in my engineering school. Okay, we used to see the peep through the window. Look at that's a computer there. It's very difficult these days to believe that. I'm talking about I did my engineering from 1979 to 1984. Okay, I mean, you know what? Again, as long as you're willing to change, willing to work hard, you can succeed in anything. Okay, so we learned everything. I didn't know what zeros and ones meant, bits and bytes meant, all that stuff, man. Again, willing to work hard, and finished masters in computer science. Was it easy to do that? Not really. As Renuka mentioned, we had to, when the dream is clear, when the dream is so crystal clear that you have to finish the degree, finish the college so that you could get a good job and things like that. We are willing to pay the price. Guys, if you don't crib about paying the price, you will succeed. A lot of people kind of hesitate. They don't pay the full price. The attitude of paying the price is not there. Okay, I'm telling you, I truly believe if you have the attitude of paying the full price, maybe you might not have to pay the full price. But what kind of attitude do you have? Okay, so anyhow, I said when we came here, coming from India, lot of things were so different. Lot of things. We had to get used to this culture, get used to the environment. In India, we used to call professors by sir, yes sir, no sir. We used to really. Things are different here. My first semester I spent in the class. People would come and sit, they would bring their Coke and burger, eat in sandwich in the class. I mean, it was foreign to me. And then they would call the names, the first name, professor. Things like that. But then again, you get used to environment, you see. And things like that. Again, the grading system was different. In India, especially engineering, you literally kind of fool around the whole semester. It's just work hard for 2-3 semesters. 2-3 weeks or so. And my standard was if I worked for three weeks, if I studied for 3 weeks, I would get a distinction. 2 weeks, I would get a first class. That was my standard. Okay, so I was coming from that kind of thing to the standard of we have to study every week, quizzes every week, exams every week, literally. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, situations were different. So anyhow, we went through all that stuff, worked in different locations, tutored, worked in stores, New York City. I delivered Domino pizzas, all that stuff. Whatever you had, bottom line, guys, is whatever you have to do, you have to do. In this country, if somebody says, I could not succeed, my message to you is, you're trying to give an excuse. As simple as that. This, I'm telling you, we get an opportunity to travel. We come from a different country altogether with different experiences. We go to different countries, see what this country has got versus what other countries has got, guys. We truly believe this is the best country out there. It's opportunities, I'm telling you. We have freedom of speech. We can do so many things. Here, this is a country that I'm telling you, I would say the representation of UN is sitting right here. I can literally have people from every continent sitting here. You agree with that? Every person, man. What other businesses have this kind of environment? That's the reason, guys, we are so proud that our kids are growing up in this business with this environment. Okay? So anyhow, as Renuka mentioned, one of the person who had shown this opportunity he was a roommate. In fact, we respected this person so much because he was the one who literally held us. I was scared of computers, scared of programming. And he was the one literally had me sit in front of the computer terminal and helped me program, learn how to program. Okay, very intelligent guy. One of the smart ones, So when he called, by the time, we've moved from there and then got ourselves a good job, one of my professors took me to do a summer project for this company called Bell Communications Research. Big company, nice big company. Good name, all that stuff. So anyhow, when he asked me, he didn't make a big deal about this, how to invite, all that stuff. He just called me on Monday afternoon and he told me, hey, Manipal, what are you doing on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock? I was excited, man. Sudhir is calling me. I thought it was one of those party deals, man. I was a party animal. When he called, I was thinking that one of those deals, man. But then again, he said, hey, I bumped into this business opportunity. It's very exciting. And I want you to come and meet me there. I didn't ask too many questions. And I said, okay. And he says, bring Renuka. I said, fine. Fine, no big deal. We went there. It was not a fancy place. What a beautiful place this is, man. I'm impressed with this place. And the place that we were just, 25 people, 30 people were there in a motor lodge. Okay, not a fancy Marriott or Sheraton, that kind of hotel. Okay, so anyhow, saw the plan, didn't understand much. And that's the reason, guys, when, we always say, when you see the plan, when you show the plan to somebody else, make sure you show the plan one more time to them, second time, third time. Invite them to one more opportunity. A lot of times what people do is, they show the plan one time, they expect them to get in right away. It doesn't happen, guys. So anyhow, I didn't understand much. Yes, that was true that I said in the worst case, I would save some tax dollars. That's what I thought. And then, what? I saw the 642, right? I saw the 642. Man, no big deal. I have all these friends. In fact, my friends used to kid with me when I was in college. For at least 30 to 40 days, every day from New Jersey, I used to take 3 trains, 2 buses, go to JFK Airport, bring my friends, come back who were coming from India, make sure I took care of all of them. My friends used to kid with me, hey, Manipal, why don't you live there and come to classes? It would be much easier for you. You know what I'm saying? I was coming from that background and I was thinking, man, I had the friend circle. I can tear this business apart. I don't understand. What's so big about this platinum deal? I was thinking, I knew exactly who the 6 people are, who the 4 people are, who the 2 are. Man, I tell you what, mentally, I made the 642 right away. Mentally, I'm done 642, man. Guess what? The biggest surprise. You guessed it. Most of the people said no. But the unfortunate thing is, they don't even know what they said no to. That's the most unfortunate thing. But then again, I had to blame myself too, because I did not follow the system. I started doing my own way of making phone calls. I said, man, no big deal. Why should, these are my friends. I have rapport with him. My friends will do anything that I tell them. So I started making phone call. You know what? See, when you make a phone call, you get three kinds of responses. One response is, yeah, everybody would love to have, yeah, I'm interested, I'll join you, or what is it, things like that. Somebody says, well, second one could be, I'm not interested, I'm not looking. That's okay too, we can take that. The biggest killer is the third one. They will tell you why they're not interested, and they tell you exactly why you should not be doing that. Okay? So it happened to me. I got all kinds of responses. It happened over a period of time. It was not in 1 week. And then one thing I did right was, I was a good listener. When my sponsor said, hey, you do come to the meeting, I went there. You do this, you listen to a tape, I did that. Okay, use the products, I did that. I was a good student, that's for sure. I was a very good student. I might not have followed up everything to the dot, but I was listening. Okay, then I did all that stuff. And then, till this day, guys, out of that many friends that I had, where I literally believe that some of these people came to this country because of me. I helped them from everything, but everyone said no. Someone thinks, some of the kids, you Indians, everybody, you show the plan gets in. That's what people's mentality is. I'll tell you guys, it has nothing to do with Indians. Nothing to do with Pakistani or Sri Lankans. Nothing to do with who you are, guys. We all go through the same numbers. We all go through the same facts. Okay? It's a question of, do you really have the drive to succeed? Do you have the really drive to succeed? We went through a whole lot of no's. I'm telling you, that's the biggest hurdle, man. Biggest hurdle was, the way I saw the plan was, what's so big deal about a couple of $100 investment? The way I thought was tax savings. I could save the money by using the products. That's what my mentality was. The same friends could not think the way I thought. Man, if you tell them to a drinking party, man, they'll be right there. Guess what? That's the reason, a lot of times what happens is when you show the plan to people, right? When you show the plan to people, not everybody takes like big giant steps like this, like Bill Britt did. He joined the business within no time. He went, in a couple of years, he went double diamond. A lot of people, they were like me, they just like take little baby steps like this, little by here. They come to this meeting, they listen to your tape, and then maybe for a week or so, something else happening in their life. So they don't come back. Okay, and then something exciting happens, the 2 steps, a lot of people take the baby steps. I'm telling you, man, that's what my sponsor did to me. He let me grow at my own speed. He did not pressurize me. Okay, did we do everything right? No, we did not do everything right. Okay, so I used to miss some functions, I did all that stuff, and I kept growing in the business. I said, I didn't have that many questions. Some of you heard in the tapes that Kumar, when I sponsored Kumar had so many questions. He has almost had, he put about a couple of $100, he had about 200 questions, man. But it was this difference between having the questions and being stupid. He was not stupid. Okay, I was new at the time. One thing I had was, I had posture. I learned it from one of the tapes. Hey, don't beg people, or you don't have to chase people, And he didn't. You think EDCs, founders EDCs, multimillionaire Kumar? Oh, he must have done everything right. You should have seen him 10 years back. He did a no-show on me twice. Third time I said, man, it's not meant for everyone. I just told him in the cafeteria, listen, dependable people come, things like that. I just kind of blew him off, kind of. Then he came back, third time. It's not that he did everything right. Most of the people don't do everything right. How many of you heard, Paul Miller's tape? Paul Miller was offered this opportunity twice. things are okay, guys. Things will be different. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, again, for 6 months or so, I wanted to build a business. At the same time, I was not willing to give up my previous career, not career, but previous environment, the way I used to have, parties and all that stuff. Success equals to change. Okay, you got to change the buying habits. Okay, that's what it is. We have to change the buying habits. You might not use the same brand of products. Okay, we never used the same brand of products when we joined the business, but we understood the value of using the products. Started using the products. We fell in love with the products right away. We fell in love with the products right away. Okay, and first month 100, second month, I would say in about 3 to 4 months, even after, in spite of my friends saying no to me, we sponsored about 12 to 15 people. In spite of doing all that stuff, it took me about 10 months to do that 7,500 points, silver. 7,500 points. Okay? And I'll tell you what, one of the biggest mistakes that I made was not go to Gold Diamond Weekend the first time I qualified. I did not know the importance of going there. See, you have to understand, guys, right now everybody talks about Gala team, oh, you guys are growing this much and this, all that stuff. You're right. Kanti Gala did not get into standing order until he was 4,000 PV. He did not get into standing order. At that time, the system was not like that. There was no open meetings happening in New Jersey. Kanti would go 2 hours this way. The seminar rally that Renuka was talking about, I had to drive about 2.5 hours to Long Island where I was in New Jersey. Everything we started, right now for you guys, everything is, within half an hour distance. But Kumar went to that Gold Diamond Weekend. When he came back to that Gold Diamond Weekend, guys, he was a different person altogether. Something happened to him. Something happened to him. In fact, I remember from that time till Emerald, within about 12 months, he qualified Emerald. That's the reason I'm telling you, you never know which function can get you. I'm telling you, I lost millions of dollars by not going to that one function. So anyhow, what I made sure? Hey, again, the future need not be equal to the past. I made sure I will never miss a function that I qualified to go for. And never missed since then. Okay? So anyhow, platinum was okay and all that stuff. Renuka came back. I'm telling you again. We did not do everything right, guys. We did not do everything right. At platinum level, we were making decent money. And I'll tell you what, I believe that what was missing was the goal setting was missing. The sense of urgency was missing. That's what it was. That's what we found out. The sense of urgency was missing. Then we both sat together, wrote down the goals. And I said, by the time we already had an emerald leg downline from us, we were platinums. And I'll tell you what, in this business, guys, if you do proper structure at every pin level that we're talking about in the plan, because of our proper structure, we made more money than what the plan said. Because of the structure. I had about 75, I carried 7,500 PV side volume all the time. So for the next step was to change the pin to bring some momentum. So what happened is, again, we kept coming back and we said, man, let's put in some legs. Let's put in some legs. We started adding some new legs. And one thing is, finally understood the value of the art of speaking right. Speaking what you want. The Bill Britt always talks about, learn to speak what you want. Okay? So we spoke Ruby ship in the next 4 months. We didn't go Ruby in 4 months. It took us 5 months. Okay? We had Ruby paying about 12 to 15 PV checks. Okay, the Ruby check was big. I believe that was a turning point in our business. 12 to 15 PV checks we paid on the side. And tell you what, from June 94, we started our diamond qualification in February of 96. In about 18 months, if you stay, we did that. Was it overnight success? Not really. Did we do everything right? Not really. Okay? But that's what it is, guys. If you do, if you have the complete faith, if you don't question your upline, if you don't question the system, okay, you will succeed. A lot of people have that fear and doubt. Okay? You should erase the doubt factor, folks. You should erase the doubt factor. Why? Because we've got a great company. I'm telling you. First time we got a chance after platinum. We got a chance to go to this headquarters in Ada, and it was amazing, guys. Amazing. In fact, I'll tell you, me and Renuka, we were so naive about everything, guys. In fact, these days, some of you know so much about everything. Sometimes it's dangerous if you know too much. We were naive, I'm telling you. We were naive about everything. That's the reason I guess we grew in the business. In fact, one of the funny incidents that happened was, we were in this hotel there, the headquarters there, and then we were standing right there, and then here comes a nice, beautiful Mercedes-Benz, a two-door sports car, and then, this guy gets down, and then, and me and Renuka were taking pictures, there in the evening time, and this guy comes and offers, hey, why don't you just, I'll take a picture. I said, fine, his wife was on the phone, and, he just started talking to, are you guys for this are you guys here for platinum banquet? I said, yeah, we are platinum banquet, and then we started talking to this person. He said, we asked him, what do you do, and things like that. He said that, I used to be in the business too. When you say, I used to be in the business, what do you think? You said one of the quitter or something like that, So anyhow, we had a good time talking to him for 15, 20 minutes or something. And then he even mentioned, hey, watch out for Rich Divorce. He's in town. He's in this hotel tonight. He's here on a charity foundation in connection, something like that, he said. And then we were there hanging out, and we said thank you very much, all that stuff. Almost 15, 20 minutes we were there, and then we left this person, and then we were minding our business, and here comes a group of people, big group of people chasing this person. I said, man, who is this guy? And then they go to this person to have the pictures and everything. I said, ask them, who is this guy? You know what? It happened to be Dick DeVos. I was standing next to a multi-billionaire. We didn't even know that. I'm saying we were that naive. You don't have to know everything, guys. In fact, because of that, we got a chance that night. I stayed until 1:30 that night to wait for Rich DeVos to come out of the meeting that he was in. I shook his hands, took some pictures with him, and I'll tell you what a great person he is. So Emerald to Diamond was awesome. Definitely was not, again, was it easy for us? Not really. We both had jobs. We built the business by ourselves. Later on, we had the first kid, the second kid. And after the first kid, before the first kid, we went Emerald, and then Diamond Ship came along. I believe turning point was Bill Britt getting me on the stage in FED of 1995. You know how Bill Britt gets some people, right? And luckily it happened to me. I was one of the 3 people that he brought onto the stage, and I truly believed that, man. I believed that. I believed that I could go diamond. The reason I believed that I could go diamond was there were people in the business who could go platinum. Went back saying that, man, kept doing the work. What we did was, guys, is I made sure that every night counted. I double booked the calendar. Wherever the depth took me, we went there. We flew to Toronto every week. 1 week I'll be in Toronto, Canada. 1 week I'll be here. 1 week I'll be here. I'll be going all over the place, guys. Somebody says, is it really worth it? You better believe it's worth it, guys. The way right now, the way we live right now is amazing. In fact, I'll tell you, one of the things was, a lot of our relatives initially, when we were working hard, they would kind of put guilt trips on us. Oh, you both are computer consultants, you have a great future, look at how the industry is. You are wasting your time. Some of them, they would directly tell some of them behind the back. But you know what, guys? I understood the power of association. The power of association means the power of disassociation also. I tell you what, for the first 6 months, 1 year or something, I was doing both. I was associating with people in the business through books, tapes, and functions. At the same time, I would go to my parties. I would go to my old friends. I'm not saying that they were bad people or whatever, but you know what? If you keep doing the same thing again, you are at the same point. See, as you keep building the business, what you need to develop is this association of books, tapes, functions, and meeting upline, and that has to become stronger and stronger, and the other one has to get weaker and weaker. Okay, I understood that. When somebody says no to you, especially close ones, don't fight with them. Don't argue with them. See, the way I understood was, hey, listen, they are nice people. They want to probably, with the knowledge that they have got, that's what they're thinking. Leave them alone. I didn't try it. Initially, I used to fight with people, argue with people. I cannot even tell from the stage what I told them. But you know what? You grow up. You grow up. You read the books, you listen to the tapes, you associate with people, you try to hold back. And later on, things didn't affect us anymore. And later on, right now, you know what? The same people who said the business would not work for you, the same people who said, you know, right now, you know what they're saying? Oh, some of these people, we always knew you could be successful. Oh, you're meant to be in this business. You are perfect for this business. I'll tell you guys, that one of the best time for me is in 1998, when the computer carrier, you know what happened last 1998, 99, all this stuff. It was at its peak. When the computer industry was at its peak, guys, I gave up my career. I gave up my career. I beat the system by 30 plus years, guys. That day it was raining. It was pouring like anything. You know what? In spite of that, about 1,500 people came from all over the country. AT&T did not see anything like that, man. You know, white stretched limos, breaking the alarm clock, and the diamond celebration, all that was awesome. You know what? As Renuka was right, as I kept building the business, there was a period of time, about 18 months or so, I lost about 6 jobs. That was not right. Some things I messed up, something they messed up, things didn't go. Every time I lost a job, I said to myself, man, you know what? I'm not going to let this happen one more time. I promised to myself, I'm going to work that much more hard. I had seen things happening, guys. I had seen things. In fact, few years back, you know, especially in New Jersey area, man, housewives without any computer knowledge, they used to take 2-3 weeks, 2-3 months courses. They would land up jobs, $60,000 jobs. Here, me and Kumar would think, man, you know what? We are so glad we don't do this, because we knew that this would happen. Right now, what happened in .com world? Everything went bomb, big time. Right now, what's happening in Quickstar industry, man? Quickstar industry, right now, we are growing like crazy, man. In fact, we just got these numbers from the corporation, right? 958 millions, guys. Last year, you know, Quickstar, $958 million. You know, out of that, 282 million IBOs earned in bonuses. Which other company you know is growing? You ask yourself. We are associated with powerful company, guys. We are associated with powerful leaders in Brit worldwide, guys. I'm telling you, because of international activities that we have and everything, guys, we get a chance to see other organizations, guys. Other organizations, they see, oh, you are part of Brit worldwide. They're literally kind of touching your feet. Why? Brit worldwide consists of people from different background, guys. If you are new here for the first time, understand that you have the support of Brit worldwide. You are not by yourself. There is no business out there that has the support like what we have, guys. Okay, the tapes, the books, the functions. Nothing like this, guys. The reason we succeeded is because we were willing to listen to the right people. These people changed our life big time, guys. So coming back to our story of achievement in terms of, I said it definitely is not an overnight success, but for sure. At the same time, you know what? If somebody asks you, would you pay the price still? I tell you what, even if it takes double the effort, I will still pay the price. Why? The rewards are phenomenal. The rewards. Phenomenal rewards, guys. You know, again, got a chance to go to, this is our 5th trip to Hawaii. And one other trip that we went to Puerto Rico. Yeah, we went diamond. I'll tell you guys, by the way, guys, if you don't listen to your upline, I always talk to my people, do not read your press clippings. Sometimes the reason I said I was reading my press clippings, yeah, everybody spoke to me, oh, how did you go from Ruby to Diamond in 2 years? I was the star in the gala team, So went diamond. The next day I didn't focus properly in the business, fell back. It happens if you don't focus in the business. But you know what? If you're a leader, if you're a person of character, you get back one more time. We got right back into qualification, and I'll tell you what, we'll make sure that business continues to grow. In fact, last year was awesome year for year. Quickstar had a great year. We had a great year too, guys. All of us had a great year. The growth is like that, guys. Phenomenal growth right now. If you miss this curve right now, guys, get ready for 50 more years of work. If you miss this curve right now. Okay, don't you take this time for granted, guys. I'm telling you, this is the most amazing business. Amazing business. The trips after trips after trips, vacation, we both are free right now. My kids, the best thing that happened to us is the way our kids are growing up. the values, the speech pattern, the way they talk, the way they see other business friends. I'm telling you, you cannot pay the price for that. You cannot buy that value from outside this business, guys. That's, my kids, you know what? I always talk about you, husband and wife, you go out, pay the price, set some goals. Kids need to see that. Kids need to see that. Now that's what I'm telling you. We are so touched by the kids. My kids play everything. They do a lot of things. And I said they're able to do that. All those things is because we build the business. Mom and dad are home. Was it my first one? Could not do all this stuff. He paid a more price. He paid price. But you know what? That's what we got to do. We got to do. Okay. One thing I do. One of the reasons that I got attracted to this business is having fun. Having fun. I'm telling you, you see us, man, backstage, or you see us anywhere. We get together in Kanti's house, we get together in my house, or Kumar's house, all these places, and my good buddy Rajat Sangeeta cross line from me, and Kulin and Meena Desai, all these diamonds. I tell you, we have great relationships and friendships and fun with them, guys. In fact, one time, me and Kumar and Raj and Bill Britt were coming in his Learjet 60. We went to California with him, and they were flying back. By flying back, and Bill Britt taught us this cards. This is called Gin Rummy. Gin Rummy. And you know what? We four of us, we never played that game, but he taught us the games there. We're playing cards, and you know what? We were winning. I was winning one time, I remember. But then Bill Britt changes the rules. Then you know what? I said, okay, Bill Britt, what do you say, man? Well, we kept quiet, and then after some time, we became, right now, Raj is leading now. Raj said, Bill, this is what you said. You said the other thing. Bill Britt, man, just keep quiet. He didn't say much. But then Kumar started leading the Bill. Kumar, he would not keep quiet, you see, He wanted to tell, Bill, no, this is what you said, Bill. This is the rules. Why, how come you're changing the rules? Bill Britt looks at Kumar. Whose flight is this? Guess what? You're right, Bill. I'm telling you. I see people hang out, having fun. I built the business for that, to have fun. How many would like to have fun, guys? There's so many guys. You cannot ask for any better business than this, guys. You cannot. The cars, the houses, the vacations, the peace of mind. The best thing is the peace of mind, guys. If I was not building the business, I would be begging for jobs. Right now, we are highly unemployable. I like it that way. You build it, guys. Some of you comfortable, guys. Do not wait for something bad to happen. A lot of people, you know what in life they do? They wait for something bad to happen and then react to it. Man, that's the reason you need to listen to these people's stories, where they came from. It's there for you. It's there for you, guys. The question is, will you build it or not? The question is, well, it's one more meeting, one more story. If you have that idea, fine with us. We will continue to build a business to set an example for you. We will continue for you guys. Is it worth it? You better believe it's worth it, guys. I'm telling you, my family, Renuka's family, they're so happy. They're so happy that we build a business. Right now, when we go to India, when I come back, before that, we used to see and cry, and next, I don't know when I'm going to see you, all that stuff. Now, I just say, hey, see you later, see you soon. Things like that. When you have money, time, man, we get them anytime we want. Our parents come. We are kind of more family kind of people. We love eating together. We hang together. We love that. The friendships that we made in the business, guys, amazing friendships that we made. Everything, guys. What do you look for in life? What do you want in life? You want time? You got time? I'm telling you, you build a business the right way, you can literally X yourself out of the businesses, literally. Today, I don't do any work in Kumar's organization because they have enough leaders there. We broke a brand new emerald, Shaju and Ramya Janardhan from California. They have got about 600 people coming to functions as a brand new emerald, and a first year brand new emerald will clear at least $100,000, man. I'm telling Q12 that you had seen in the business, every proper Q12 can make at least $58,000, $60,000. Is there money in the business? You better believe. Every one of our legs right now is going emerald. That's what we are speaking. Okay, so what do you have to do next? All you have to do, guys, is stay consistent. That's what we have done. Was it every night a magical night? Not really. Not really. A lot of people said so many things to us, but you know what? We had faith. We had faith. We had faith in our upline. We had faith in the corporation. We knew we could do it. We knew this is the right thing to do. Nothing else to question for, guys. Once we have cleared few things, man, we said, we are going to make it happen, guys. We are going to make it. Right now, today, I said, our life is totally different. Totally different. I mean, a lot of people ask you, oh, when we look at you and Renuka, you guys are so smooth, or not, I mean, so peaceful. That's the statement they use, so peaceful. Yeah, you better believe we are so peaceful. The reason we are so peaceful is there's no stress in our lives. There's no stress in our life, and we don't expect any stress in our life. We built the business when we really did not need the business, guys. Okay? I'm telling you, I don't know, it looks like I'm repeating it again and again, guys. The only reason that we are here is because we paid the price, we enjoyed paying the price. We worked hard. We wanted to be the star players in the gala team. We wanted Bill Britt to know our name. We wanted Paul Miller to know our name. Okay, we built the business for that. Right now, you better believe that they know our name, and we are happy for that. But he taught us the game. We knew this is the right thing to do.
You in developing a strong and profitable business. This